So right now, you may be thinking to yourself, why is this game called Yoshi's Story? Well, I know the reason why. It's because Yoshi has his very own story in this game. It's called The Ugly Barnacle. Here's how it goes. Once there was an ugly barnacle. He was so ugly that everyone died. The end. That didn't help at all.
Yoshi's Story, the game where Yoshi decided to officially ditch Baby Mario and go on his own adventure for a change. Yep, that's right, Yoshi's flying solo this time around, and boy howdy did he make the right decision here. Now he doesn't have to deal with Baby Mario's constant crying anymore, which means he can finally put those earplugs of his away. That is, until the next Yoshi's Island game of course. Released on December 21st, 1997, for the Nintendo 64, this game showed us that Yoshi doesn't always need to be a babysitter all the time. He can go out and take care of himself for a little while. Yoshi's need some leisure time as well, you know.
So why are all the Yoshi's noses in this game so flippin' huge? Why aren't there any rainbow-colored Yoshis in this game? Why don't any of the Yoshis ever take off their shoes? And why do all the Yoshis have these funny, high-pitched voices all the time? Well, time to open up the book and see what kind of story Yoshi has to offer.
Living together in harmony at Yoshi Island, all the Yoshis are able to maintain a perpetual state of joy through the fruit-bearing super happy tree. However, an evil turtle named Baby Bowser becomes envious of all this happiness, so he casts a magic spell in order to transform the entire island into a little pop-up storybook. Not only that, but he also decides to steal the super happy tree, while further weakening all the Yoshis and making them fall into a state of doom and gloom. While Baby Bowser was successful with this wicked deed of his, a total of 6 Yoshi eggs were somehow able to survive the trial, and they soon begin to hatch. Confused about the now dismal state of their world, the newly hatched baby Yoshis knew that something was a little screwy. And so, while deciding to fight all the gloom with cheer, the baby Yoshis all set out to retrieve the super happy tree and officially restore happiness to Yoshi Island once and for all.
Wait, how can a flippin' tree of all things be happy? Trees don't have feelings, or emotions, or anything like that. It doesn't make any sense. In fact, it makes about as much sense as saying, oh, if you're related to either Michael Jordan or LeBron James, then that means you're automatically good at basketball.
When you first boot up the game, you are given a choice between 2 different game modes from the main menu, Story Mode and Trial Mode. Upon entering either mode, you have the ability to select a course, play a little roulette game in order to find out which of the 4 fruits on screen will be the lucky fruit, and choose a Yoshi of your desired color to play as. If I were you, I wouldn't recommend playing this game if you're colorblind, just saying. The trial mode is entirely devoid of courses for you to play at the very start of the game, as these courses all have to be unlocked by completing them in the game's story mode.
Wow, so apparently, this game has 2 different types of modes in it, Story Mode and Trial Mode. Just like how there are 2 different types of dancers in the world, Michael Jackson and others.
In each course, instead of simply reaching the end of the level, the main objective is to fill up the entire fruit frame on the screen by eating a whopping 30 pieces of fruit. Yep, Yoshi says it's good to eat healthy, kids. All these fruits can be found in abundance throughout every course, either lying around, floating in bubbles, or even being carried by some enemies. Oh, and if you want to talk about enemies in this game, there's no way I'm skipping over this big boy right here. This thick, deranged elephant man just totally blocks your path, and he's in the first level too. He's just like, you shall not pass, you must know the Wi-Fi password, and no, it's not bacon, that's only 5 letters, not 8. But it's nothing a good old-fashioned ground pound can't fix. I never even figured that out until much later. It would have been nice if the game actually told you about it, but oh well.
Huh. You know, this giant elephant man kinda looks like an aardvark to me. In fact, he kind of reminds me of a very specific aardvark that we all know and love. Arthur.
The main puzzle element of the game encourages you to apply special strategies in order to achieve a high score, even though high scores in video games are pretty much meaningless these days. For instance, you can gain more points from eating one kind of fruit in a row, and even more so if that fruit is either a favorite fruit or a lucky fruit. Geez, how many times did I just say the word fruit? The melons give you the most points in this game, and each level has exactly 30 of them for you to find. In addition to that, all sorts of valuable secrets are hidden throughout every course, and they contribute to your total score at the end of each level. Man, I could really go for some fruit right about now.
Dang, this game sure is 2 to 3 minutes of endless fun. Just like Downbeat, America's favorite pastime. Oh wait, that's baseball.
The courses in this game were spread across 6 different pages, each containing 4 levels. All the stages are sorted by difficulty, and the choice of which course to play is made individually for each page. While the first page will always display 4 different courses, the following pages will initially be limited to only 1 stage. In order to unlock all the remaining levels, you have to seek out and collect these things called special hearts, not to be confused with the heart food, of course. Each level contains a total of 3 collectible hearts, and the number of hearts you collected determines the number of additional stages unlocked on the following page of the storybook. For example, if you collect 2 hearts in one course, you'll be allowed to choose from levels 1, 2, and 3 on the next page.
Man, we really need a sequel to this game for the Switch 2.0, like ASAP as possible. Hey, wait a minute, isn't that kinda like saying as soon as possible? Phooey.
The abilities of all the Yoshis include running, jumping, ducking, ground pounding, temporarily hovering in midair, and throwing eggs. Now unfortunately, the eggs no longer bounce off the walls or the ground, just like they did in the original Yoshi's Island. You also no longer have the option of spinning out your enemies, which are instead turned into eggs as soon as you swallow them. Man, what a total letdown.
I mean, seriously, why on earth did they get rid of some of the abilities from the original Yoshi's Island? Why is Nintendo evolving backwards here? It makes no sense at all. It's like washing your hands after taking a shower.
So, while on their way to Baby Bowser's castle, all the Baby Yoshis progress through all 6 pages of the storybook, encountering 6 different areas of the island. While every page does consist of 4 courses each, the path to Baby Bowser's castle only consists of 1 level per page. After making your way to the castle and completing one of the final stages, the Yoshi you're currently playing as faces off Baby Bowser in an epic final showdown. Following his ultimate defeat, a final narration conveys the story from each of the 6 pages and all the courses the Yoshis traveled through, ending with the Yoshis all standing together in joy, while encircling the super happy tree. The end. But keep in mind, if one Yoshi gets knocked out, a cutscene shows Kamek's minions, the Toadies, kidnapping that Yoshi and taking him to their castle, resulting in a game over, so watch your back.
And now for the flaws. Let's get to them before Kamek's Toadies decide to take me to their castle instead.
The first flaw that I have with this game is that it's way too flippin' easy. Like seriously, the challenge in this grand adventure is severely lacking, and I'm kinda surprised it wasn't rated EC for early childhood. Yeah, I know this is a Yoshi game, and Yoshis are supposed to be cute and cuddly and all that, but that's no excuse for having such low difficulty. Now sure, most Nintendo games aren't really all that difficult, but there's lots of older Nintendo fans out there too, you know, not just little kids. Maybe if they cranked up the difficulty knob just a smidge, I think it would definitely make me appreciate this whole Yoshi experience a little more. The second flaw with the game is that it's not really that long of a journey. It's pretty dang short if you ask me. There's only so many levels and worlds for you to play through, and I'm sure you could easily beat this game before you can even count to the number 1. If only Nintendo made this game just a bit longer, that way all would actually be right with the world for a change. But nope, all is still wrong with the world. I mean, why the heck is this game so short? It's super weird. In fact, it's even weirder than that one time Nickelback decided to show us a meme.
Look at this meme!
Meme. My favorite Nickelback song.
Yeah, so this isn't exactly one of the best Yoshi games out there if you ask me. Brace yourselves, people. I've got quite a lot to say here, so buckle up. Now don't get me wrong, there are some things to like about this game, such as the music and the graphics, particularly the seamless integration of the rendered objects with the hand-drawn artwork. However, I already mentioned the game was too simplistic, especially when compared to the original Yoshi's Island. There just isn't anything of real value here, and let me just say, if you're a fan of Yoshi's Island, aka one of the best platformers of all time, you're gonna be shaking your head at the sheer simplicity of this quote-unquote sequel. I mean, Nintendo got nearly everything right here. The controls, graphics, music, and sound effects are all pretty solid. But why on earth are there not enough levels, worlds, bosses, and secrets to keep yourself busy for longer than a weekend? But let's be real here, if you're a young kid, who the game was clearly targeted towards, you'll probably end up loving this game. I mean, the game was obviously designed so younger players could just play through it quickly, and feel at least some sense of accomplishment for beating it. Overall, I'd say Yoshi's Story is good for maybe a rental, at best. This game could have been a flippin' renaissance for 2D side-scrollers. It could have been so much more, but instead, it feels more like a death knell. Now, at its core, the game's level design is right up there with the original classic Mario games, and it does impress with great graphics, original levels, and innovative controls. But for the most part, this game is just a non-challenging romp through stages that reek of clueless enemies, derivative layouts, and recycled game ideas. So with that being said, I'm giving Yoshi's Story 65 out of 100 Mario hats. Let's hope Nintendo learns their lesson the next time they make another Yoshi game without Baby Mario in it. Oh wait, looks like they already have.
Okay guys, so next time we meet, we'll be taking a look at Splatoon 3 for the Nintendo Switch. Yep, that's right. We're moving on to something a lot more exciting now. And this isn't just anything exciting. We've got the glorious return of the ink-shooting Squid Kids, back at it again in this brand new Switch installment. You just can't get any better than this, so stay tuned for that. Oh, and remember, gaming is not a crime. Until then, and stay awesome sauce.
Look at this spy graph.
Yoshi.